Hello? Alright, here we go. Yay, it works. Okay. Alright, well, I'm back. I know it's been a while. Last time I streamed was like 2 weeks ago. I was mostly on break anyways. For like the last week, I was just traveling all over the place. And then this week, I I basically ended up at the hospital on Monday. So I've been recovering, and I mean I'm fine. Um, but it's just been a really hassle to get back into it, especially like going back to work as well. But I'm for the most part I'm recovered, just tired and bruised up, but that's about it. It is the last day of NaNoWriMo, and then yesterday I was so busy I didn't get to like write anything, and so now I'm gonna have to catch up, but we're only like 5,000 words away. Like I was like even I usually don't write anything like when I'm on a plane, but I was writing so much even with all the turbulence. But we are specifically at um wait, I don't think. Okay, so on the website it says I'm at 46,000. I don't know if that's true. Cuz you can manually add the word count, but I don't remember. I thought I had like 45. Oh, no. You know what? Yeah, okay, no. I don't have 45. I should. Okay, so we have about 4,000 words left. Okay, because I hit 45 on Monday, and then I wrote Tuesday, so that got me to 46,000, and yesterday was supposed to be 48,000, and today is 50,000. So yes, I'm sorry. 4,000 words to go. Whoops. It's almost 5,000, right? We'll just leave it the title. But yeah, technically is 4,000, which is like all things considering, that's not bad. I can't believe I actually got so much done. So there's that. I'm impressed. I have like for this time I was writing on OneNote. I usually write on like Word, but I was traveling, so I put it on OneNote just for that. And so each chapter has like the word count. And honestly, I think I'm going to try to put like 2,000 words in each chapter when I edit that or more. But for now, we are on chapter 28. And man, I've been like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Because I think I spent like so many, like 2 chapters trying to get somewhere. So I think I'm going to cut those. I feel like I already know what I'm going to cut out. So for those who are wondering, like, what am I writing? It's basically like a monster hunting book, but it has something like in that aspect it's kind of like The Witcher, but it's mostly like The Ranger's Apprentice by John Flanagan, I believe. I think that's the last name. I always forget how to pronounce the last name, but it's kind of like a mixture of both, and I really love like both series, so it's kind of like my own little fan fiction love letter, but I don't really take anything from them. I just take the idea of like, oh, you have like special people who do stuff, but they hunt monsters, so it's like 10% of each idea. So I honestly I basically screwed up the plot. Like there's a lot of stuff that I probably don't need, and they're just trying to make the word count. But I'm not even at the end of the story. And so that means that even though I'm going to hit 50,000 words, the story won't be finished. And so I think in December, I'm going to finish up writing this book, because I don't think, even if I have to like just cut to the ending part and like just start it out, then I'm fine with that. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. And just write the scenes, and then when I edit, then I can say, okay, let's fix this. But I think I just want to write the ending. Like I'm kind of in like 75% done with it, and I think I just have to jump to the 90%. That's what I have to do. Or maybe I think I might be at like 75. that 5% is leading to the end, and I just have to skip that 5% and go to 80 and write the end of the book. But either way, this is where we're at. My main character are called Alice. So they were tasked to retrieve some sort of item from this village, but when they got there, it's burnt down, and so they're in like a group, and so the two new recruits are trying to find this item. Unknown to them, it's like a ruse. The other three members are doing the actual important task. Now, right now, it's in third person, and it's only been centered on my main character. I'm not sure if I want to have it switch points of view just yet. I might need to, because I think it would fit, but at the same time, I'm not really sure. So that's obviously something I have to figure out with the editing. But, we're in this town, it's burnt down, and the two recruit characters are trying to find what they're looking for, but it doesn't exist because they're lying to them. But they don't know that. Let's see. We don't want to return empty-handed. That's where I stopped. So far it's 13,000. Oh, sorry, 1,300. I think what I'm gonna do, because I want to write the ending part or start writing the ending, I'm gonna probably like say that, oh, they didn't find anything and they went back. That's what it's going to be. And I probably usually I'll write dialogue out, but this one I'll just do very short paragraphs of what happened, technically, just so that way I can keep the story moving and not stop. But now that, we're almost 10 minutes in and I still haven't written anything, but we'll see. So I just left this space so that way, I can know okay, I'll count the rest of it. I feel like I also have so many characters, but I don't use them enough. So I feel like as a reader, they'll probably forget who they are unless I do a better job of it. So one of their, the group leader told them to look for a certain crest, like a flag banner. And it's but, such an important family, why would they be here? And it's obviously a lie. So I feel like maybe because I don't think my characters are specifically dumb. I feel like they'll start begin to get suspicious of it. And I don't have any names, so what I've been doing is just putting king name or something name, because I'm when I search back for name, I know I have to give this character an actual name, and that just helps me keep writing instead of stopping and looking. It's just a placeholder for now. Alice. So now they're gonna they're gonna be suspicious about it. I think I want them to start thinking that, hey, maybe not everything is how they're telling us. Usually I know in July I was reading every single line, but I'm not gonna do that for this one. I'm just gonna write and talk about what I'm doing. Different style, but we'll see if that works. So I'm also trying to drop some world building on different houses and the prominent people in the world. So that's been something I want to put on the page, and it probably sounds so awkward, but you can edit words, you can't edit a blank page. So that's the motto. So let's see. So if let's see. So if there's not a reason for them to be here, then I don't know. I feel like maybe asking like, well, why are we? What if they're lying? Might be a big stretch. I mean, it was already suspicious to begin with, so maybe that jump in thought wouldn't be too bad. You know what? Let's just write it down, and then when we edit, we'll fix it if it doesn't make any sense. Then, could Devin have been lying? That is the big question. Two. Okay, and then that's when we start asking more questions. But then again, like the type of character I wanted to build with Alice is that because she came from such a poor socioeconomic background, she like wholeheartedly trusts these people, and she's like blinded by them. So maybe I need to like reverse their dialogue where it's the other recruit Tev that is asking the hard questions, and Alice doesn't want to believe or wants to think about what that means. Okay, so let's see that. Well, okay. They might have been passing by, she began. Okay, Tev shook his head. So if they're passing by, they would have guards. At the first sign of trouble, they would have guarded. Man, I can't type today. So I feel like the conversation is like not really making sense. Like, we don't know that. Tev shrugged. So yeah, we're gonna switch up the dialogue on who's asking like the pressing questions. Think about it. Okay, there we go. I switched it up. I just changed who was saying what. Because it's kind of leading to the plot twist at the end. And I really want to like get to that plot twist. But I don't think I've built it up enough. We think about it. They knew where this town was. It's not a hunt I feel like I need more like terminology for like hunting monsters or something. I don't know, I feel like it's needed for some reason. It's a retrieval. The watch doesn't do that sort of job. It could be a new thing. Jobs are tough to come by. We could be expanding. Tough was already shaking his head before she stopped. I don't know, but something is definitely off. Okay, so at this point, they're not going to find anything because they were lied to, basically. And then, because I mostly plot out the beginning and part of the middle, like the beginning of the middle, and past that I really didn't plot anything. November was just such a busy month for me. And then honestly, I feel like November just came and just we're like already at the end. It went by so quick. They spent the next hour searching for house names, flag, but didn't find it. Defeated, they went back to the meeting place. Yeah, I'm not gonna like embellish any of the writing. It's just gonna be like plot. Like, oh, she's gonna say this, he's gonna say this. Like, it's gonna be very, very cut and dry for now. As long as I have like the idea written down, I feel like I can expand upon it, and I don't mind that. Okay, so Devin, Leo, and Yona were not at the meeting place. Two recruits started to worry. It wasn't like the party leader to be late or the last one to arrive. What if something happened? Zev asked. We didn't hear anything. What if it's a new species that's so silent? It would have come after us. The two waited around. Zev chewed his fingernails. He stalked back and forth underneath the shade. Going to go find them, Zev said. It was 1 hour, I feel like. Well, that's something to check. Something could have happened. As before he finishes sentence or speaking, Leo and Yona appeared. They were, well, no, suit covered their faces and hair. What's happened? What happened? Tebas, we were about to search for you. The we part, right? Yeah, no, it was just him. Mind your business, boy, Leo said. Leo doesn't really like anybody. He's very curt. Yona shook her head at Leo. We were, same thing you were doing, she said. Looking for a box. I take it you two didn't find anything? Tev shook his head. We scoured the west side. I think it was the west side. Let's just put a question mark so that way it tells me that. I need to double check that. But didn't find any signs of the flag. Or is it banner? I'll just put flag. Leo spat on the ground. Lucky for you. Well, no, seems like luck isn't on our side, he said. But he didn't seem very disappointed. What are we going to tell the clients? Alice asked. Didn't they pay for retrieving? Are we going to stay another day? Fiona laughed. We'll tell them it's gone, she said. They paid for a search party. Finding something was extra. So technically they're contradicting themselves. Okay. I think for that, it'll be like just then, like, you know, that's how we changed the conversation. Devin made his way back to the group. Unlike Yona and Leo, he wasn't covered in suit. He did carry an extra sack on his hip. He didn't. No, he did. How about he carried? Yona and Leo didn't find anything strange about it. What took you so long? They've asked. Yeah, Leo added. a kid here. The kids, yeah, wanted to mount a rescue mission. Devin waved his worry away. Okay, let's see. Going back. It's nothing to be concerned about. I made another round around the town to see if we missed anything. Unfortunately, we're going back empty-handed. Tev's face fell in disappointment. Won't that cost us? He asked. Alright, let me, something came up really quick. Let me take care of that. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so Tev is all concerned about this, but the others don't seem to be. So that's definitely a red flag because, you know, I feel like I've done a good job at letting people, like, the readers know, like, hey, like, there's not that many jobs left, so everyone takes what they can. And if you fail the job, that means you're not trustworthy, but they don't seem like too upset about it. Yona shrugged. If it's not here, it's not here, she said. Client, let's head back and report. There we go. Let's like just cut it off. Like, let's just head back. I think it took them like a day or so to get here. Third day of traveling, so it's like 3 days. Okay, so we'll finish up the chapter with them heading back. After checking their packs, the group made its way back to the roost. I think I'm gonna change that name too, but it is what it is. The first night was quiet, just like before. However, except for one detail. Sometime during the night, Alice woke. It was Tev's turn for night watch. Alice sensed like Devin, Yona, and Leo huddled close together. She didn't find it suspicious, but their hushed whispers made Tev's words ring in her ears. Which would be could Devin be lying? Alright. So she started to think about that. But I think that's the only part we're gonna get to. The rest of the journey happened without any other secret meetings. The watch welcomed them happily on the third day. Yeah, it's kind of like small time skips where it's like I'm not gonna going to write everything that happens, like every moment or every single day they're on a journey. It's like, no, it's just, let's just cut to what's happening. Alice returned to the healer's building, too exhausted to stay and socialize. There you go. So that's that part of the chapter. So let me see. So we added about 600 more words to what we have. That was 1372. And that's, and 600 more. Oh, it's about 2,000. All right, so chapter 29. Now I think this is where we're gonna start, like the ending portion of it. Oh, oops. All right. All right. Let me update it. So if I have 637 plus the 46,707, you get 57. No, you get 47. 344. Okay. Oops. Okay. I guess the issue is, like, I know how I'm gonna start, I know how I'm gonna end, but that middle always, like, makes it so much trouble. So we're at 95%. Not bad at all. Which is, by this chapter, if I write, well, depending on how we write, we'll see. We should be able to finish by tonight. Oh, you know what? What I can do is have, like, Alice hear other people complaining, like, hey, all these jobs, like, they ask us to get something, but we never find it. Or oh man, but I think also I might have messed up, because my plan was, like, they were gonna be, like, super busy helping out the guard, like the knights, deal with monsters. Because it's, say for example, you have, like, a monster dog, and usually with, like, the watch or, like, the monster hunting group, it takes, like, 3 of them or, like, 2 of them to do it, or not even. But a whole night's take, like, 10 people, because it's cheaper and they have the manpower. So I kind of had one encounter with that, but I feel like I should have added more. What is, I mean, it is fantasy, so even, I mean, we're only at 50,000. So I'm guessing most fantasies you can have up to, like, 90 to, like, 100,000 depending, because it is fantasy. I feel like agents would be, you know, all right with that amount of word count because of the genre. And that's, you know what, that's probably just something that I'm gonna have to add in. So let's just get the the basic down. Let's get the basics down and then add everything else to it. The following weeks were busy for Alice. I'm even like, I don't think I kept a good track of like the time frame of like when everything happened or how long it's been. So yeah, we got to fix that too. If they're busy, she and Mina, which is one of like the healer mentors, were called all over the tower to help the wounded. It seemed like, rumor had it, there was an influx of monster attacks. When I say monster attacks, it just feels meh. I feel like I need a specific a term to coin these creatures. Like it's like something. Not abominations, not like monsters or beasts. It just seems I need like a term for it. We need to look for a term. Birds, messenger birds. Came in at all hours of the day. The roost was in a buzz. Many people were sent out in droves. Yes. Pretty sure it's droves. Yeah, technically it's like a herd or a flock of something. Even Anor and Wilbur were called on to join the huts. Those are the other characters. I'm wondering though, I like the way the Ranger's Apprentice did it, where they introduced like everyone, but then they all went to do their other things, and they still kind of mentioned them a bit, but they didn't play a prominent, like, didn't have a prominent appearance in the first book, as far as I remember. So it's like, maybe I need to cut back on characters as well. We'll see. What madness is this? Mina said one night after a long day of helping. We haven't been this busy since the founding? Alice sat by the fire. Maybe something is riling up the creatures. See, that's the other word. Like creatures, no. Monster attacks, no. She suggested. Doesn't that happen? Mina wasn't convinced. Not like this. The only reason we were put on the back burner. Well, then again, would it be in the would that really be an expression? Put on hold was because of the lack of monster attacks. Now all of this sudden there's a huge surge. She shook her head. I don't believe it. It's good for business, Alice said. I think we should be grateful. Mina. Mina's all like, yes, it's good for business, but at the same time, something's going on. Like, something is. And then so that's like a quick summary. I think she's gonna find. Let's see. I don't know how big of a time skip I should make it because, like, after a year of training, it's like they take their. I think I call it like. I don't want to call it as an initiation, but it was. What was it? There's a name I had for it. Spiritual initiation, I called it. Maybe, I don't know if I want to have it as initiation. Maybe like an induction. Like getting introduced to it. Let's try that. Because we were talking about like weeks, and I think I said months the other time. I don't know. Because if we think about it from chapter 1, that's why it's kind of like I should have kept track of it. from chapter 1 to like chapter 10, it's like a month. With a month in my world would be like 40 days, I think. Or less than that, like 36. And all that, chapter 20 is when we change locations. So it's like every 10 chapters, like there's a big shift. And that might be the pattern. And then during the roost, it could be like, yeah, we might like, we'll see. We're just going to like move towards like that ending part I mentioned. So that way I can even like just write part of the end. So I guess the next morning, Alice received a letter from Kit. Yeah, there's like so much I wanted to add, but I think it's best if I just quote unquote finish the plot line. I'm still like kind of confused on it because I think I have a lot more to really add, and I don't want to get restricted or like have something about just having an unfinished idea is kind of like, it doesn't sit well with me. So even if I cut off a lot, if I finish the idea, I'll be okay, because then I can always go back and add things. I think I'm trying to convince myself, really, finishing it up, the idea or like the plot now won't be too bad, even if it's not like 100% completed, but it's still there. I think I'm gonna still write on it this weekend, like tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, in the next 3 days, really finish the story, like just typing it up. And then when I look at it again in like maybe in like a month or two, then I'll be like, okay, this is how the ending looks like, this is how the beginning looks like, let's fix that middle, because it's really the middle that gave me the hardest part. So I think that'll work. Okay, so Alice received a letter from Kit. This is how we transition into the end. It asked her to meet at the entrance of the roost. She showed Mina the note. It was sealed. No, a green wax seal sealed the letter. When Mina saw it, she I guess she looked nervous. Not the best writing, but it'll do its job. Alice sensed her, like, it's like she's uncomfortable. What's wrong? Mina skittered. Yeah, skittered around the room. I guess I hoped the day would never come, she admitted. Alice frowned. What day? Mina sat down. Join me. There are some things you don't know about. It's I guess to do with the watch before the new leadership. Alice sat down, waiting. So finally Mina said, as you know, our order was founded by dragons. At least that's what the stories say. Many believed that we have a special connection with dragons. While history isn't clear, the order created or began to perform a spiritual induction. See, that doesn't sound right. A spiritual awakening? Ooh. Maybe awakening. We'll have it as an awakening for now. Yeah, they began to perform a spiritual awakening to communicate with dragons. How is that possible? Alice asked. Mina shrugged. No one knows for sure. What I do know is that in recent years, many have performed this spiritual awakening and supposedly failed. It could have been why the order became the watch, because the name changed. So do you believe in this spiritual awakening? Mina shrugged and stood. Everyone in the watch performs the ritual. It's almost tradition now, but nothing ever comes of it. And those who were in the order before I guess they treat you differently, because there's some in the watch that did succeed, and if you didn't, they kind of like cut you off, or like they kind of like, technically you're supposed to get kicked out, but the people who successfully performed the awakening became fewer and fewer, and so those who didn't pass, or didn't succeed out, like, had more numbers. So that's why there was a big shift in the organization and the name, where it's like, hey, even though we didn't accomplish or like succeeded in this awakening ritual, well, we still have a job to do, so regardless of that, let's just keep doing it. So I think I made a, I don't know if I had like wrote in, or I don't think I had it where it was obvious that there was two factions inside the watch. I don't think I did a good job at writing that. I might have mentioned it. I remember kind of writing it, but I don't think I was very successful at it. Alice stood as well. Well, So we get a little bit more. I feel like maybe the spiritual awakening, maybe I need to mention it a little bit earlier in the story, because it seems like kind of weird that we're just learning about it now at the end all of a sudden. Maybe when they were like in training, they asked about like, oh, we'll be part of the watch, is our test will be official, but we won't really be official until we go through the one last test, which is the spiritual awakening. I think that's what I need to do. Just have it just mentioned in the beginning, so when we add it to the end, they're like, oh, okay, now it's time for it. What's it gonna be? Excuse me. Man, just getting back to work after a whole week off has been a struggle for sure. It really has. I feel like I'm more tired than I have been. Okay. It won't change who I am, she said confidently. It won't change how I treat you or my friends. Nina smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Best be prepared then. You have a long day ahead of you tomorrow. So there's that talk, and then we skip to the next day. And then I feel like this chapter is like they'll journey there. And then like chapter 30 would be what happens during the spiritual awakening. And then like 31 is like the plot twist. And then if I have at least 35 chapters, 31, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be like the ending climax. Like I kind of feel like I can pace it out like that, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Let's see. What is, if you're debuting a fantasy novel, what is the word count? For adult fantasy, it's between 84,000 to 310,000. For children fantasy, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was 36,000, which Artemis Fowl 56. Hunger Games was 100,000. Graceling was 115. The Golden Compass was 113. Six of Crows 135,000. Because it's not really epic fantasy, so that's not really where I'm going. I mean, most of it will be like guidelines. But I think even if we hit like up to like 90 or so, it's fine. Yeah, I feel like word count wouldn't really matter. I usually just write what I need and then I go back and edit what I have to, like, you know. So I'm like honestly worrying about nothing. And I'm like worrying about like, oh no, the word count. And it's like, girl, you gotta finish what you're writing first. Then worry about the word count. All right, back on track. I'm distracted. Yeah, we haven't written anything. We wrote like 600 words and that's it. Gosh. Okay, I'm slacking off. That's like 400, like 200 right there. I'm like gauging. I'm not even counting. It's like probably that much. When Alice met at the entrance. No. The next morning, Alice made her way to the entrance. She took the stairs. There she found Tev, Wilbur, Anor, and Connie. They all looked at each other, surprised. I'm guessing everyone got the memo. Wilbur tried a joke. Oh no, Jun. I forgot Jun. Man, I'm forgetting all these characters. I feel like I have too many characters. Maybe I'll need to like kill one off or something. And not because of that. It's because if it's a plot twist that ends with the betrayal, like I feel like someone's gonna die. Like it's just gonna happen. Okay. Anyone know what this is about? I haven't mentioned what Jun was doing. That's terrible. It's important. Connie said. Anor and Tev were strangely quiet. What about you, Alice? Have you heard anything? Alice shrugged, uncomfortable to share Mina's words. That's a terrible sentence. We'll keep it for now. Nothing much, she said. We'll figure out what it will know soon enough. When Kit arrives. Kit joined them. Like, it's like really like cut to. She's joining. Poppy and Wheeler walked with her. Good morning, recruits, it said. Then she laughed. I suppose you're not recruits anymore. All of you have come a long way to get to where you are now. Today is the day you'll prove how much you've grown. An excitement stirred within the 5 of them. 6. Yeah, if I have too many recruits, I feel like one of them should have like not made it. I don't know if it should be excitement, but you know, leave it. Poppy stepped up. The day of the awakening is upon us, she said. Don't like, don't worry, all will be revealed in time. We're traveling to a special site. You will travel to this site without the aid of rations. All you need, nature will provide. The first hurdle is to find the site. We shall await for you there. Okay, so yeah, like think I hadn't really like really figured out how they're gonna get there, but yeah, the first thing they have to do is find the place for the awakening. And if they don't find that, then it's like really game over from the beginning. So the three mentors. So they left first, and now leaves the six of them. Where's, and then that's when the chaos starts. Maybe they can. So they're supposed to find a place they've never been before. Maybe there's a map. We could check the archives. Or ask the others, Tab said. I mean, we have a whole, I guess, mountainside of people to ask. Connie is gonna be like, y'all do what you want. You guys are on your own. Connie said, I'm finding this place on my own. I'm not carrying anybody. So she left. Wait, Jen called, but she didn't listen. He shook his head. We have one day to find some answers, or we're going to fail. You will, Dev joked. Best of luck. And then he too walked away. I'll check the archives, Wilbur said. So he darts off. John shook his head at all. At the two of them? I thought we were supposed to be 18, he said. I ate like 2 hours ago, but man, I feel like I'm starving right now. Like I ate something, well, usually if I like don't eat, I feel like all weak and stuff. But maybe I need to just get more food or just eat a snack. Man, it's tough. Okay. So that does that mean I want the last three to work together? No, it was Tev, Connie, and Wilbur, so it is the three of them. He turned to the rest. What about you two? What are your plans? Alice didn't know what to say. If it was a site, if it was a ritual site, there would be strong magic around the area. She could hone in on it and find her way. But how was she going to explain that to Anor or Jun? Tev got the right idea, Anor said. Suddenly, we have all these people. Someone is bound to have loose lips. Let's ask them. They're always barking about asking for help, about sharing information. Time for them to do that, to do just that. So he walks off. Alice, Jun, prompts. She didn't answer. Instead, she asked, "What about you? What are you doing? I'm a bit lost here." Jun laughed. "I'm going with Wilbur on this one. Everyone documents everything. Might be something written there. Good luck," Alice says. As he walked off, only Alice remained. Hang on. Let me change some dialogue up here. I have to add the fact that they have a day, even though I said this, I didn't put it as before. You have one day to prepare, Kit explained. You will have 3 days to find the site. If you don't find it by the dawn of the 4th day, go back to the roost. You have failed. Oof. The gravity of her words sunk like a rock. Well, then again, if they have failed, then go back to the roost. And await. Yeah, await. Hang on. Maybe not you have failed, but await the consequences. Because at least it seems like everybody else even reached that point. They reached the site, they just didn't succeed in the ritual. So if you can't even find the site, then I think you just get kicked out. So Alice couldn't afford to lose her place in the watch. She had come so far. There was nowhere else she'd rather be or do. Sorry, I'm like munching on like Teddy Grahams here, trying to get some energy. Instead of going to talk to the other watchers or read up on the journals, Alice went back to her house and meditated. We're just gonna search for the place of power. Yeah, we're gonna have that scene, and then you're gonna start off there, and then that'll end this chapter, and then the next chapter 30 they'll find it and start the ritual. Now, depending on like, 'cause I know it might change like what's in each chapter, and it doesn't really matter, but I'm trying to like have a plan on like how to cut up the story chapter by chapter, so it's like still engaging, but still gives you information and like not slow down. She is used to a sensation of feeling nature's magic all around her. The ground, the air, and even the mountain. Pulsed with energy. But in order to find the ritual site, she needed to push past all of that noise. She had to search wider than she had ever dared to. Perhaps it was the same thing Connie had planned to do. And Connie kind of turned into Alice's rival, but I don't think I did a good job writing that either. I had a better grasp and an earlier start, because she delayed first, but but Alice had to do this on her own. She had to prove that she did belong. With that in mind, Alice Oh man, my cat. So, I'm late to feed them for like an hour. I'm like an hour late to feed them. So she comes in here and like smacks my chair. So like my chair has this like device that like you can lower it or like not pick it up, but like you lower the chair up and down or down. It goes up and down technically. That's the job. Man, I can't talk. I can't even think straight. Like, wow. She like hits that part to let me know that she needs something. Cause if I don't pay attention to her, she keeps whacking on it and is a little obnoxious, so she knows I need to stand up anyways. Alice, okay, let me finish this sentence, see if she's patient enough. One of them stole food, so I had to like, they were chewing on something, so I had to like dart away and chase down a cat to like take things out of their mouth or like check to see what the heck they were biting on. That's always fun. She floated among the... So she let herself go. She usually anchors herself, but this one she's just floating in the magic, I suppose. She pushed away from the sources of magic around her. Instead, she focused on the ones further away. Okay, let me go feed the cats and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're back. Oh. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like I want to check, like, okay, how many words now? How many words? Like, oh my gosh. I'm not gonna really go into it, like, how long it takes her. But we'll just, like, skip some of the fluff. She didn't know how long she looked. But near the end, as she grew exhausted, she sensed a faint energy pulsing. It was so faint that Alice wasn't sure what she had sensed. Instead of retreating, she followed the faint source of energy. It was heavy to be around, ancient, and yet it was very warm. This is it, Alice thought. This is the site. She wasn't sure how she knew, but if she followed this source of energy. She knew she would arrive at her destination. All right, so let's see. We have about 1,200 words here. It's 12:38. So let's add a chapter 30. Okay, so chapter 30 is when they're going to there we go. Is when they're gonna head out towards that ritual site. So I started that. All 6 of them will go. And then we're update. Cool. I totally forgot that my number pad. I changed everything. No. Yeah, so we have new clothes. We're gonna be changing outfits. Because I need to use the numbers on the other side, not on my number pad. I need to change that. Totally forgot. Okay, where was I? Adding. We were adding. So it's 12:38. Plus 473. Okay. So we're at 48. Oops. $48,582. So all we need is about 1,400 more words. All right. Yeah, if I finish this chapter like that, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I finish like the rest of the story, that should be fine. They left one at a time. First was Connie, followed by Anor and Tev. Next was Wilbur and John. Alice was the last to go. It was mid-morning when she finally walked up to the roost's main gate. Everyone is already gone, one of the guards joked. No, said. You don't have time to waste. Alice thanked him for his concern and headed out. She was in no rush. She took the stone path leading out from behind the waterfall. The loud roar of the water deafened everything around her. She strolled through the trees almost leisurely. It's like her senses were heightened to the point where she could feel nature's magic pressing against her skin. It was a new feeling, but it guided her steps. Every tree root, low branch, and bush was laid out in front of her, plain to see almost. It was like she could see. Well, yeah, she can see, but not really. She could see for the first time. She knew it wouldn't take her 3 days to get there. And so she walked. Birds, called around her, even with hours ahead of her. Alice could tell how Anor and Tev had stopped at the nearby river to catch food. Connie was following a straight path towards an unknown entity. Alice paused. It was almost as if this entity didn't, I guess, existed in a vacuum. Like they're covering, or like this person is. Oh, vacuum has 2 U's? Huh. Like I knew, but I never knew, you know? So anyways, this person is like covering their tracks, like they can't be sensed by any like magical means. So it's like an unknown entity. It's like something is missing from there, so that means something is there, kind of, if that makes sense. It was the first time she had encountered this. Kit had never thought her how to reveal others that didn't want to be known. But now wasn't the time to lament such a thing. Perhaps another time Alice would get the chance to know more. In the distance, Wilbur and Jun, because they have Anor, Tev, Connie. Yeah, I definitely have too many of them. Stop to refill their water skins. Alice thought it was too hot as well, so she found a nice cool spot under a tree and sat. She let herself drift into I guess into a nap, but drift or like drift off. She wasn't really asleep. Her mind was wide awake as her body rested. That's the worst feeling though. Like when you like you're asleep, but it feels like you're aware of things, and it's not great. I don't like it. All the while, Alice held on to the faint and ancient magical pulse. It was her only tether to gain with the watch. A few hours later, Alice woke and continued her journey. The other 5 were far ahead of her, but very far from their destination. Alice is not worried. So then she is scavenged. Foraged. Yes, foraged, not scavenged. No, foraged. She foraged for a quick meal. Eat tasty berries. There's There's berries. But like, what other things can you forage? Berries for sure. But like, to eat though. I suppose it shouldn't really matter. Or, oh, some nuts then. Roots. Okay. She filled her pockets with few nuts and roots to eat for later. There we go. I mean, I do have to take a look at like what food would be available in the area, like other things as well. But for now, it's like it's a placeholder. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Alice grew closer to the site. The ancient magical pulse pulled her towards it. By the time the stars had appeared across the night sky, a forest disappeared from around Alice. Maybe not be like open. Maybe like a clearing. Yeah. A clearing in which she stood at large stones scattered around. Some were standing and others had fallen. But the most important thing was that in front of a stone arch stood Kit, Poppy, and Wheeler. Dun dun dun. Alice, Kit called out. You are the first to arrive. Congratulations. Alice stepped closer and stopped a few feet from her mentors. Actually, I'm kind of taking like a leaf out of Dragon Age's book. So in Dragon Age Origins, they're asked, the recruits are asked to collect certain things, and using these things, they create this like potion almost that they have to drink. Now this isn't what's gonna happen here, but I think they're going to task the recruits to collect certain plants to make into like a potion to drink. Okay, yeah, it's kind of the same, but not the same. It also kind of reminds me of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where there's like mushroom puzzles where there's some stones and there's mushrooms and you're hallucinating to solve that puzzle. So what I'm planning on doing is like, yes, we'll have to collect herbs and other stuff to create this potion, drink it, step through this stone arch and complete the ritual that way. I think that's gonna work. So yes, at the gate, so I'll add that to this chapter. At the gate, she was given a list of ingredients. The guard read it out to her. Alice mumbled the names of what she needed to help her remember them. So she continued on her walk, searching for the ingredients she needed. The instructions weren't clear on how much was needed, but she collected enough for one person. Or, yeah, for herself, basically. The mentors had said they weren't to use any items to help them. Alice used sharp rocks. Alice traveled to the river and back with sharp rocks to collect the plants. She used large leaves to encase them in to make it easier to carry. When she had collected all the ingredients, she went on her way. There we go. Thank you. So now she's at the site. So the archway led to what appeared to be a cave system. I always wanted to be the cave system, like it's like a maze. I feel like that's what we're gonna do. We're still having to drink this potion to hallucinate and solve the maze, but it's there. It was too dark to see inside. Even the three mentors didn't have any fire. All they could rely upon was the moon. Bring forth the offerings, Poppy commanded. Poppy walked to one of the fallen stone column. As Alice approached, upon the column, there was a mortal pestle. Mortar, there we go. Alice stopped in front of it. Reaching into her pocket, Alice placed all the ingredients upon the column. Poppy picked them up one at a time, adding them to the mortar. The woman chanted some unfamiliar words, but Alice didn't sense any magical energy from the incantation. Poppy grinded the materials together, scraped them into a bowl, along with a water cannon bowl. There we go. She then added liquid from the water skin and stirred it with the pestle. Drink, Poppy commanded. Alice frowned, but she held out the bowl in both hands. She took the bowl and brought it to her lips. There was no odor to the liquid. It was at a hint of red. Alice brought the bowl to her lips and drank it. Ugh. Okay. Oh man, I'm feeling it. I feel like my eyes are so heavy. Just a bit more to go. Okay. liquid, tasted bland almost. Tasted bland. Alice didn't notice any effect until she realized Wheeler held her elbow and led her to the entrance of the archway. How had he approached without her noticing? So yeah, it did. She didn't notice it affecting her, but she's like, wait a minute, something's not right. The air around the entrance hummed. Alice, the vibration felt heavy in her chest. The next step, Wheeler announced. His voice echoed like there were 3 of him. You must enter the cave of spirits. I don't know, we're making this up. And reach the end. Once complete the awakening ritual inside and emerge. Complete the spiritual ritual and emerge awakened. Alice took a step forward through the archway. The cave was dark, but she turned and realized I realized there was a wall behind her. Had that always been there? Was this the effect of the mixture to make her see things? I must press on, Alice thought. Turning again, she walked forward, unsure of her footing. With one hand, she touched the wall on her right, so it was smooth and cold to the touch. She didn't know how long she walked, but knowing she wasn't going anywhere, Alice stopped. She sat down in the narrow corridor. legs crossed. There had to be some trick to this. Something she had missed. But the only skill she could fall back on was to meditate. Wasn't that how she had found this place to begin with? Even if the mixture distorted things and caused her to see faces on the walls, she had to focus. The old ancient energy spiraled around her in a storm. She couldn't pinpoint anything. I guess this magical wind pulled at her hair and clothes, almost as if it wanted to guide her. Within the wind, figures danced and flew. Flew around. Alice stood and followed the dancing figures. How about follow the flying figures? Oh man. I feel like I'm just like, the words are like blending all in one. Okay, almost done. The wind took her in all directions. Her path opened up to the left, and then there was a fork, and then another turn. She had no way of knowing if she was going in circles, although it didn't feel that way. The figures in the wind grew more prominent until there was no wind anymore. There was only dragons flying above her head. In awe, Alice reached out, but her fingers the fingers dissolved in smoke. Don't go, Alice said, or at least she thought she did. She didn't hear her own voice. There was no sound and no wind. I honestly don't know where I'm going with this, but I think the dragons are going to be talking now. That's going to happen. The dragons are going to be talking now. Hello? Alice called out. Is anyone there? Hello? Her voice echoed back. Why are you here? There you go, that's kind of scary. Alice stopped, her breath catching in her throat. Was she heard? Was she heard? Like, what? Whether it was a dream or a hallucination, Alice replied, I don't know, she confessed. I don't know what to do. And yet you do. The voice came from behind Alice. She didn't dare to turn around. What do you want? The voice asked. This time it spoke on the right side? What she wanted? There was one thing she always wanted. A home, Alice replied. I want a home. The wind roared in her ears, pushing her forward. Alice couldn't fight against it. Like the vortex of energy, she let herself go, propelled by an invisible force, hoping it would lead her to where she needed to be. Okay. So that's the end of that chapter. We have, and I'm gonna add more to it for sure. So that's 1,300. Okay. Now we're at chapter 30. 31. Alright, let's update. So we are at let's see, stats. So we added 1200. Oh, 1238. We need to add 1317. So let's see, our word count total is 48,582 plus the 1,300 or 1,317 we just wrote. So that brings us, oh man, that brings us to 49,000. Oops. That brings us to 49,899. It tells me I'm at like 100%. I have 100 words left, 101 words, so that's yeah, okay, 100 more words. Alice woke in darkness. Her head spun. Her tongue tasted of sandpaper, and as she laid on the ground, for that's what she felt on her back. There was, a heaviness pressed against her body, preventing her from moving. She groaned, too weak to speak or move. Footsteps approached her. Alice's eyelids fluttered. I see you've made it out, it said. Again, Alice groaned. Show me your mark, Kit continued. The watcher's voice was so far away. Alice groaned, not understanding. A mark? The dragons and the voices hadn't said anything about a mark. Kit knelt down beside Alice and grabbed her arm, her left arm. She lifting her sleeves. Kit inspected her arm. Finding nothing, she inspected the other arm. But finding nothing once more, Kit stood. You failed, Kit told her. The woman's voice was a cold dagger digging into Alice's chest. Failed, she thought. Failed. Oh, hey, princess. I'm almost done. I'm almost done, I swear. Okay, and that is the last 100 words. Oops, we needed. Alright, so the last. So we have 49,899 plus the 141 we just wrote brings our total to 50,000. Oops. And 40. Princess, get off my... Trying to do some, princess. We have... Yep. Oh, man. 50,000 words, y'all. I did it. I did it. Oh, man. All right, but like usually they have this really cool page where you get stuff. Okay, this is a little lackluster, but I did it. So I usually get like a really, I feel like once you put it, well, we'll celebrate. Yay! We did it! Now, am I done with the actual story? No. But we did it, y'all. That means tomorrow I'm gonna finish up with the rest of the chapter and like finish up the story, like all that, this weekend. But this is about what we thought. Maybe, yeah, this is, man, we did like 31 chapters, and not everything was like story related, I feel like, but man, it's gonna be finished. I usually get a certificate for it, but are we not doing the certificate? Like, I think, let me check my email. Usually they give me in the email. No, I don't see an email. I feel sad. I usually get my certificate and I'm so proud of myself. But y'all, I didn't get nothing right now. Maybe let me exit out and then go back in. Usually, like before you get to what's it called? Like you had to like verify your stuff, your word count. Okay. Yeah, you won't. I can't access my winner page, which is weird. Y'all, I don't even know. Because I announced my project. Oh, shit. Okay, look, guys, I'm sorry. So, apparently, you can track your project, but I didn't click on the link that says, shit. Shit. Okay, what happened was, so I made a new project, on NaNoWriMo, but apparently it didn't choose the actual challenge part, like, at all. Oh man. So I made it on NaNoWriMo, but I didn't choose it. It wasn't for November, man. Well, you know what? It's not like I cheated, right? So I have it here. Like I have the whole stuff. I promise. I promise, man. Shoot, I'll show you guys what I did. So basically, I'm an idiot. I was looking at the projects. So let's see. Let's see. I'll show you. Because it's dumb. So this is my profile, right? Well, kind of. This is what it is. So the challenge says NaNoWriMo 2023, right? This is what it should have looked like. My dumbass made this one here. This is what I made. I called it my monster hunting novel, and I was supposed to write 50,000 words. I did all that. Goals. And my badges. Like, this is all I've won. Yeah, I didn't do everything, but I did it. So, see, I have the Wild Watch. This was... I didn't realize this, but I wrote the own challenge. I wrote the monster hunting novel that was the challenge I set for myself. So technically, I did it every single day for November. So this was supposed to be, see, I started on November, well, dang, November 2nd. Okay, I started late then. Yeah, you know, it's all right here. It kept track of it, but I'm an idiot because the project, because see, everything is like NaNoWriMo, like it's all here. It's all been like National Novel Writing Month, all that stuff. This one was the only one I had to type in what was the challenge, so I messed up. There was this banner that says, oh, join NaNoWriMo, and I thought if I created a new project it would count the same, but I didn't. So see how this one says National Novel Writing Month? That I should have had this one, but I didn't create it, but I did another one. So technically in one day it says I wrote 50,000 words. But I didn't cheat. I did it every single day. Look at all my data. It's all over the place. Like, I put in the work. This was me all month, but it doesn't show it on the actual NaNoWriMo challenge page. But you know what? It's fine. We have our certificate. We have all this. So we did it. I was wondering. I was really wondering why it wasn't my winners page wasn't showing up. And that's because it was like I guess I never announced it the way they wanted me to, but it is what it is. We got it though. That's the important part. We got it. All right, now that we actually figure this out, and I wasn't just hallucinating, but okay, well, it is what it is now. But we did it. So I'm happy. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I think I'm playing another game tomorrow, but today I really wanted to finish, and we did. So I'm happy. Thank you so much again, and I hope to catch you guys later.